back here at the Men's European Cup. Your host today is myself, Captain Mouse, alongside Sven Will I Be Famous.
Good evening. Thank you for your patience, everyone out there in home Derby land. We've obviously had a couple of situations that obviously, we have to be respectful of the skaters. We want to do what's best for them, but obviously we want to do what's best for the cup and the tournament. So all the staff here, everyone, all the volunteers have agreed to stay late to let us get this last game done. So let's get on with New Wheeled Order versus the Crash Test Brummies.
Quick update on those two injured skaters. They are now at the same hospital, and Little Joker and Darth Sebis are keeping each other company. Both are a lot happier now. They have company in a similar situation. Spirits are all very raised. They've even been trying to get the security guards at the hospital into roller derby.
Nice. Although it's probably not the greatest advert if you're sitting there in a neck brace, to be honest.
True enough, true enough.
We'll do a quick rundown of your lineup just before this first jam starts. So for the Crash Test Brummies, we have got Carnage, Red, White and Bruise, Super Nashwan, David Shaw, Truck Rogers, Riley Coyote, Rex Tangle, Rex Merriment, Illbilly, JC, Ben Hurt, Alligately, Vector Stigma and Captain Cageman. And
for New World Order, we've got Alien Al, Crash Map, Peter Parker, Smack Bauer, Hugo Boss, Tintin, Don Gingiovanni, Scooby Zoom, Bereft, Slam C Nesbitt. His first challenge today is going to be Yak. And you also got Gazooka and Sausage Roller. They've obviously had a few injuries, but Alien Al okay to continue after having to take the remaining of the game for the last one against the guys from Time and Fear out. So it's Rex versus Bereft on the jam line. Everyone all crouched nice and low. The Brummies there with a back line. For those of you who can see Crash Mat there on your screens, he's not got any logoing. That t-shirt is from the original Men's European Roller Derby Championship for when NWO first played there.
So here we go, first jam off. Rex Tangle going for the inside line. Bereft goes for the outside, spins past Captain Cageman, picks up a lead for NWO. Rex Tangle now just diving round inside of Gazooka, spins round Hugo Boss and continues his spin down the straight. Not lead Rex Tangle's. Bereft hits the back of the pack, starts his assault on this first scoring pass of this game.
Oh, did he call that in time?
We've got 3 showing for NWO.
Oh, 3 for the Brummies. Not fast enough there by Mr. Bereft. Super Nashwan very happy with those 3 points. Scooby Zoom lining up to jam up against Carnage. Now, for those of you who didn't know, the Crash Test Brummies and New World Order recently played each other in a very, very close or very interesting game in Manchester. The New World Order took the win there.
Let's see if they can carry it on. Scooby Zoom now rolling across the back, just trying to find the hole in that Brummies wall. Carnage also going for the inside. Carnage takes the step. It looks like Scooby Zoom got the lead though, so Carnage with that little apex hop. Unfortunately, just a second too slow for Scooby Zoom.
He made the mistake there of going shoulder to shoulder with Scooby Zoom. It may not show on the camera, but he is very, very top heavy. A very muscular gentleman is Scooby Zoom.
Big pilot there, both skaters just slide down. Looks like it's Carnage is getting the low block on that one.
Oh, that is unlucky.
New Wheeled Order power jam now. Saw Scooby Zoom in that first game receive a lot of star pass action and did brilliantly with it.
Scooby Zoom used often as a double threat because he is so physically powerful. He often acts as the pivot, ready to receive that star pass, but blocking quite a lot as well. He's very underrated hip checks. Very underrated hip checks.
Powering forward on that Brummies line, just stretching them out. Obviously, they're trying to hold him, but New Wheeled Order just sitting in the back. Great hit there. Just going to recycle Shaw right back to the end of the pack. Yeah, just as an update there, yes, you're right. 4 star passes in the last game. All went to Scooby Zoom.
And he did well with them. For those of you wondering why they're not trying to go Shaw anymore, it's because he hits like a truck. I played in a scrimmage against him and did not realize just how powerful he is, as you may have just seen there as he cleaned out Scooby Zoom. Very slow to get up is the MRD's New World Order jammer. He's calling that jam now.
Alligately with the clockwise block on Scooby Zoom.
Oh, damage done though there by Shaw. Big definitely. Shoulder check.
4 to New Wheeled Order showing.
Well, Alec Gately in the bin means that New World Order going to be starting with a single blocker advantage. New World Order here playing in their reserve burgundy colour.
Or red, as referees call it.
It's burgundy.
You have to remember, referees work at a very, very limited spectrum of colours. The amount of teams that have turned up and go, well, I think you'll find this colour is teal.
They're all in teal, that's why. As we have here, it's Ben Hurt struggling to find some space around the back. You've got Bereft there doing some sharking very nicely. Our producer here today, Panda, is a big fan of Sausage Roller's lovely pink leggings. And who wouldn't be? They're majestic. Though I think they clash a little bit with the burgundy.
So we've got Ben Hurt out the pack with lead. Starts in his scoring pass. Tintin's chasing him down now.
Bereft and Sausage Roller doing some good work at the front to slow him down. Sausage Roller protected his point there, but that's all he could protect.
Lovely awareness by Ben Hurt there, just being able to look around and see exactly where Tintin was, and realising obviously you got Bereft at the front that he needs to try and get around. Just call the jam. You know, better to get some points and walk away.
Trash Map picking up the star here for New World Order. Quick update from the hospital. Darth Service is finally being seen, and Little Joker is having a discussion about dribbling. I have no idea what's going on at the hospital. Blackjack there, keeping us updated on the status.
So Crash Mat out and running with lead, as we see Truck Rogers being recycled back. And again, running back by Don Gingiovanni and Gazuka, just going to force him back again onto turn one.
Crashmat doing what he can up at the front against Riley, but gets 5 in the sky. Big shout come to us from Rodriguez on the Twitter. He's saying it's awesome how lovely it is to hear myself and Sven. We do enjoy Mr. Quadriguez. He's unfortunately having to stay home and work as Crashmap picks up 5 more points.
Looks like, yeah, picks up the cut track, Truck Rogers. As JC's also going to the bin, so
that's
Power
4,
Jam.
I believe, for the JC.
Power Jam with a missing blocker on the defence.
And we missed a star pass there as Crashmap's passed on to Don Gingiovanni. Team England's Don Gingiovanni. It's a lovely representation of international skaters in this game. Big, big sweeping hit there from Smack Bauer. But he couldn't stay on track. Oh, lovely hit from Riley there on Don Gingiovanni. Goes down hard but springs right back up.
Truck Rogers just tries to sneak back on track, but Gazuka had him in his sights all the way. Another 5 going up for New World Order. Remember, this jam's going to go to the final second. Timed as it was, as I said that. Obviously, the star pass gave up the lead.
But I think it was one of those common things where New World Order, when they know they feel comfortable with the jammer, they can contain them. They'll let a jam go for the full 2 minutes. Throw a star pass in and let it go. It's usually an effective tactic.
So we're going to get number 4 Rex Tangle against 8 for Bereft. And it looks like, yeah, we've got a clean bins of 4-on-4 in the pack. Some nice big blockers out for New World Order. Obviously wanting to shut down Rex Tangle, one of Team England's jammers, who had a brilliant World Cup.
Well, at the previous game between these two teams a couple of months back, Rex Tangle did struggle at times, but he is their big threat. Carnage, though, was very, very fortuitous when he was jamming for the Brummies. Tangle just staying out of bounds there to avoid the cut track.
Well, that was the new 1 foot rule, the dance of death, as we call it.
The dance of death, I like it. I'll add that to riding the rope for my favourite things for today. That time he's definitely off track.
Just getting stretched, so Bereft getting stretched right back by the Brummies, but that's also, of course, stretching back Truck Rogers.
And Illbilly there with the high block, head and hand. Sorry, he knew that one.
Rex Tangle.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I meant Rex Tangle, not Truck Rogers.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, what can I say?
It's been a very long day. But it's been a good day. As Baref finally makes his way out of the pack.
Called off by Rex Tangle.
Yeah. Nil points each. Another shout out on Twitter, this time from King Crazy. Awesome work from skaters, refs, NSOs, announcers, and Derby Duck Productions. He's hoping 7 Joker are well. I have got someone at the hospital who's keeping me updated about them both. I will feedback anything as we know we get it. From what I'm hearing, they're both in good spirits, which is always nice to see. And it is Illbilly sat in the bin for the Brummies. So 4-on-3 blocker advantage to New World Order.
Carnage facing Tintin. Carnage takes a big hit from Scooby Zoom, spins out, and he's going to be recycled right back. So Tintin was making progress up the front, gets hit to the infield. Carnage now going outside route, picks up the speed and the lead, followed closely by Tintin out the pack. Illbilly clears the bin, so we're back to 4-on-4 when he comes to rejoin the back of the pack now. Tintin just blocked by Carnage. Falls and unfortunately sprawls, wipes out Carnage, picks up the low block, so straight into a Brummies power jam now. Just gets forced to the inside. Going to be recycled way back to the straight.
Okay, just had good news. Seb has been released from the hospital. So Darth Sebius, nothing too serious with his issue, so he's now out. I've just sort of updated that it should Joker needs to be picked up. They'll be going back to pick him up as well. So yeah, good news there for Darth Sebius. He'll be glad to see that New World Order are in the lead here, 37-11. New World Order, one of the first MRDA teams in Europe. The Men's Roller Derby Association is proud to be back in this inaugural Men's European Cup. And they're wishing all the teams competing the best of luck. Crash Map picks up lead jam around corners 1 and 2, and he's out with a swing of the arms down the straightaway. Skating along in his handmade custom football boot skate setup. Straight into the back of the wall, little shove there from Captain Cageman, and through, and calling it is the experienced skater there.
I like the fact that he essentially just climbed his way around the back of Hugo Boss to get through on that inside.
It's like a Pegasus?
Like a Pegasus, but just using his back.
Yeah, so it works. Don Gingiovanni with the star for New World Order. He's now up against Ben Hurt. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a struggle as Yak takes a stumble at the front of the track. Alien out doing some defensive work here for New World Order. He's decided not to jam this game, which I think is probably a wise decision after Beanie took Ben Hurt, picks up lead jammer.
Don Gingiovanni just makes it past Alec Gately there to clear the pack for his initial pass completion. We've got Yak and Smack Bauer just holding up Ben Hurt enough there, forcing the call off. Still gets the 1 point, so closes that gap a tiny bit. Still 12 to the Brummies, New World Order on 41. So we've got Truck Rogers lining up against Scooby Zoom, both going for that low stance.
I think it's something that was really led the way by Furio. That coiled up, very ready to spring stance, but it's been effective because a lot of power off the line. Scooby Zoom takes lead jammer. Truck Rogers just couldn't get past Hugo Boss there.
Hugo Boss and Sausage Rogers recycling Truck Rogers all the way back, allowing Scooby Zoom to get through on his first scoring pass, 4 points with a no pass, no penalty thrown in there.
Yeah, Ill Billy went for a double tap, got him with the second one, but went out himself.
Hugo Boss clearing some space. Illbilly on the inside forces Scooby Zoom and calls it off.
That's going to be an interesting one. Blocker versus Jammer, Illbilly versus Scooby Zoom today. I think it's a nice little feat of strength here.
Let's just give a bit of a shout out to Rydell Skates. Unmatched quality, unmatched performance. Check them out at www.rydellskates.com, and remember, they are sponsoring our sin bin, so every time someone goes and sits in that sin bin, they are sitting in the Rydell Skates sin bin.
The Rydell Skates sin bin for naughty skaters.
Something like that, yes.
Something along those lines. Having a yield there, JC at the front of the pack as Tintin takes lead. Jammer around corner 2. Long sweeping arm strength there from the diminutive Jammer. Alien out going to the bin.
Carnage completes his initial pass.
Carnage is a weird skater. He has all that face paint on but skates with the most huge smile I've ever seen. Like he's just happy to be on skates.
It's good to still see some of the skaters with the face paint. I know it's one of these things that's falling out of favour now. I mean, there's not many this competition. I think Chemical obviously still wears his
eyes, yeah.
His eye makeup, his mascara, his running mascara.
Well, I actually, it's going to sound rude when I say it, but I was in the toilets with Carnage as he was applying his makeup. And I was asking, you have to apply it again, because he played early today. He's like, yeah, I can't skate without it. And it becomes part of their skating mentality, and you can appreciate how that works for some people. I unfortunately have to get slapped around a bit before I can start skating, but that's just me.
Ben Hur just gets pushed to the outside. Bereft picks up the lead Jammer. I think we're going to see who is it going to bin. It looks like it's Illbilly. Picks up the multiplayer block.
Our producer here wrote a note saying that Illbilly is in the bin. And every time Illbilly's in the bin, she re-picks it out from the pile and passes it to me again.
So there we go, we see the 5 points getting shown there for Bereft, and there's another pass on Ben Hurt, so that's 1 he's picked up on the pack already.
Oh, Bereft going to be chased down. Oh, big hit by David Shaw.
Shaw though picking up the out of play block on that one.
Ben Hurt though getting out of the pack and out on his first scoring pass. Risky technique there, giving away the back line.
I think Ref tried to get the sneaky point there.
Well, 1 point is worth 3 in that situation with 2 in the box. Ghost points, I believe they used to be called.
I'm trying to think if they used to be ghost points. They're called not points now, not on the track.
Not on the track.
Which confuses some people, because some people assume that just because you're not on the track, you're not a not point until someone scores a point in the blocker. But no, not on the track. The not point is only from the point you get whistled to go to the bin to when your time in the bin ends.
That hurts my brain. Rectangle up against Crashmat on the jam line. Crashmat taking the outside. Taking the inside. Rectangle taking the outside. And they're fluidly moving around. Lovely little shrug there from Hugo Boss to take Rex off track. Crashmat to try and get past JC and Riley. Now just JC. Oh, there's lead Jammer Crashmat.
Nice little skip from outside of the track to the inside line, just to beat those last 2 newly loaded blockers.
David Shaw picking up a forearms penalty there at corner 1. I think this may be the only skater that Truck Rogers is equally as tall as, or perhaps taller than, in Tintin. They are lined up against each other at the jam line. Tintin, a recent return from a hiatus, self-imposed for educational reasons. He's been working on his masters, I think. So he's back skating with New World Order, and he's doing fantastic work from this weekend. As Tintin tries to find some space through Captain Cage, Super Nashwan. He's led back by Illbilly. Cagey going face up, ready to swallow up Tintin.
We've had lead awarded to Truck Rogers, but he's been brought back about 60 feet by that New World Order bridge. So he just calls off the jam, obviously seeing Tintin's out. What have we got left? 12 minutes and some change.
12 and change. It's be Carnage versus Bereft at the jam line. And it is a 4-on-2 blocker advantage to New World Order.
Again, it's the last game of the day, so this is the second time you're going to see these teams. But if you're on the Twitter and you're listening in, if you want to send us a tweet with who you think is that maybe the best jammer, the best blocker of these games, and we'll look at all those, and we'll be deciding our all-star team for tomorrow. The all-star team being sponsored by Juice Wheels and On-We Skate Gear. Juice Wheels, of course, are going to get a set of the Martini Series wheels, which feature a dual-poured inner urethane core, allowing the running surface of the wheel to remain in contact with the floor longer. Apparently they're available in 3 delectable flavours, and each of the 3 top players, the All-Star, Best Jammer, Best Blocker and MVP, will receive a full set of those Martini wheels.
Long gone are the days where you just get a certificate and a handshake. Now there's prizes. Ooh.
The ref there through the pack picks up 5, as we've got Carnage just makes the little apex leap.
Again, a lot of people discount Carnage. They've never heard of him. He's not a known name, but he is a very, very agile skater. Riley Curry headed to the Rydell sin bin during that jam. I did not see the call. My producer did not see the, no one saw the call, but he's definitely there. We can see him sat down. You can see him on the left-hand side of your screen, just next to Righteous Oxide. Oh, he's moved out of the way again.
So Rex Tangle for the Brummies against Scooby Zoom for New World Order. Whistle goes. Rex immediately goes for the gap between Smack Bauer and Sausage Roll. Thinks better of it and rolls to the outside. Just getting bumped off there by Alien Al. Now Crash Matt doing a job pushing him out.
Ooh. And ran back by Alien Al. Scooby Zoom happy to get out lead and get a nice crowd pop there. Rex Tangle just eased off the outside of Scooby Zoom, rushes through, picking up points. Now this is I was saying this whilst I was watching the first Brummies game. They're not doing enough offense when their jammer is still stuck in the pack. And I think that's been their biggest weakness so far. All through the Sudden Discomfort game, they tried to defend, even though Sudden Discomfort was just scoring points for fun. I think they need to throw more offense in here.
You kind of making it seem like, you know, it's easy to defend against or even be offensive against Sudden Discomfort's walls.
Well, it's not, they weren't even trying, and again, they're focusing on the defense, where in a more even competition between jammers, sure, go for the defense, but when Scooby Zooms has skated 3 laps already and picked up how many points? 10, so 2 scoring passes on his 3rd scoring pass. You just go all out offense.
Well, here we go again with that Truck Rogers Tin pairing on the jam line. Truck Rogers just giving us a bit of a wave.
Oh, who doesn't love Truck Rogers? Had a lovely interview with him earlier today. Trying to feed Tintin in. Yep, feed him into Riley, and Truck Rogers helping out there. Ooh, spin and a stumble on the outside. Is that Ben Hurt? Can't see the numbers on the sleeve. No, it's not Ben Hurt.
It's just one big rolling morass of skaters there. And as we see, there's a multiplayer block signaled there. It must be on Riley Coyote.
Yeah, Riley Curry is heading to the bin.
I think it was one of those situations where he actually had his hands on Truck Rogers and was trying to pull Truck Rogers through.
Yeah.
And someone challenged that link, and that's probably where the
once you've got that closed grip, once you've got that closed grip, that's more than enough. Red, White and Bruise there nearly catching Tintin on corner 4, but no joy. Big hit from JC, but I think yeah, no pack.
Rex Tangle goes for the apex jump, hits into the wheels of Slam C Nesbitt, and looks like as he did it, he hit his head on the way down, so he's just crawling himself off track.
Jam's already been called though. Just gonna get the medics out again, make sure Truck's okay. Whilst we're making sure Truck is okay, let's just talk about protective gear. On-We Skate Gear. Ennui is a new concept of protective gear specifically designed for alternative sports and all non-motorized wheeled sports. Designed and run by skaters, their aim is to create protective gear that they would wear themselves. Products that keep them safe and protect our bodies against all sorts of injuries while at the same time being unobtrusive and comfortable. It's Ennui skate gear. Now, again, we've not had a chance to talk to Joker about this, but it is something as a new product that'd be very much interesting to hear about.
I was looking at the Ennui wrist guard before, and by the end of this weekend I probably will own a pair, I think.
I've been very fond of my hired hands now for 3 years.
Well, I've had hired hands since the start, and then I've just recently decided to put mine in the tumble dryer at a high heat and shrunk them and melted them. So I'm in the market for some new wrist guards.
Well, we are here. You might as well have a look at them as Bereft is on the jam line and jamming against the Brummies and takes lead jammer.
Yeah, we've got Truck Rogers is in the box, obviously with that low block that he put on Slamsy Nesbitt from the end of the last jam.
Bereft there coming into the pack at a very, very low position, almost doing a granny skate.
Riley Coyote just holds his balance on the line. So obviously that's that extra player that Bereft has got to come in behind to avoid the cut track call.
Well, Bereft now just has faith in his wall to hold back Truck Rogers, because you can see him try and fight his way past, I believe it's Crashmat there, sharking at the back. And if you get past Crashmat, there's still 3 New World Order in front of you.
That was Billy with that hit that knocked Bereft down to the inside and forces the recycling right the way back behind Captain Cageman.
Truck Rogers though is dragged back again by Crashmat. But Crashmat stayed out of play too long. Oh! That's a stiff fall.
I think that's Alien Al deciding to give someone else a bit of the punishment that he had during the tied and fair game.
Super Nashwan going in to move the pack apart.
Bereft has picked up a cut track meanwhile, so Truck Rogers on track now with the power jam for the Brummies. Just getting stuck behind Alien Al and Smack Bauer, but through now.
Little clap there from Alien Al, appreciating the jammer's footwork. Always nice to see. Super Nashwan coming on the charge, but no avail. Ooh, very nice work there on the outside line by Illbilly to take Alien Al out. And that's Truck Rogers picking up some much needed points for the Brummies. Similar score at the moment to some point in the Sunday's Comfort game. Not quite as bad, but definitely a strong, comfortable lead for New World Order at 97 points to New World Order to 24 for the Crash Test Brummies.
Right, we'll just basically remind you all, of course, this seems to be the year for big derby tournaments, and there's none bigger than a World Cup. So we've had the Men's World Cup, and in December we have the Blood and Thunder World Cup. The 2014 Roller Derby World Cup will be in Dallas, Texas this December. I think it's the 4th through to the 8th, if I'm correct. It better be, because that's when my hotels are booked. 30 countries, 4 days, 3 tracks. Get your tickets online. For more information, go to rollerderbyworldcup.com.
Carnage there picking up lead jammer for the Brummies round corner 3. Don Gingiovanni trying to find some space to get out of the pack. Oh, taken down hard on corner 1. But he does find a little bit of space in corner 2 and gets his feet through. Right, JC there chasing him down, but not fast enough. Carnage looking for some space. He gets past Scooby Zoom just but off track. And Carnage wisely pulls the jam. And as you were talking about the increase in big tournaments, it's also the year for the increase in skate shops. Double Threat Skates, roller derby skate shop based in central London and run by London roller girls Kristen Lee and Gorgasm. Check them out at www.doublethreatsskates.co.uk. I've not had the pleasure of buying from them yet, mostly because I've been trying to save money, but I will probably be there soon.
Well, I got my last skate set up from them, and I have to say the service was impeccable.
You can't put a price on service.
Well, exactly. And Gaz herself took me through the process of measuring me up for my Luigino boots and made sure on the phone that I got exactly the wheels I wanted and the plate setup I wanted. And
lovely little shoulder tap there from Gazuka, just spinning Rex off track. But the Brummies done enough to knock Gaz off track. Gazuka off track there to help him out.
It's almost like Tintin could detect that Rex was chasing him down there.
It's actually the smart work and communication skills of bench manager Psycho, straight away saying he's on you, and it's time to call it. Good communication with your bench manager, always paramount, I feel.
Just while you got the lovely shot there of some of our NSOs, it's probably time to tell you about Queens of the Sin Bin, official merchandise sponsor of the Men's European Cup. For all your custom derby clothing, whether you're a skater, official or fan, Queens of the Sin Bin meet your demands. Go visit them at queensofthesinbin.com.
Queens of the Sin Bin been lovely here. They've got some fantastic t-shirts that I need to have a look at tomorrow, as Bereft takes a little bit of a tumble at the ball, but is lead jammer. Moment of fear in his eyes where he thought he'd been called for a penalty, but no, he is lead jammer.
Truck Rogers doing a bit of defensive jamming there, just as he's stuck behind Don Giovanni and Hugo Boss. Just threw a hip into Bereft, but it hasn't really slowed Bereft, and Bereft is through for another Grand Slam pass.
As Allegheny heads to the bin for the crash test Brummies. New World Order now on triple figures. They're up to 107 points, the Brummies 25.
Truck Rogers just tried to get the inside, lost his footing, and we're just looking back to see if he'd actually stayed in, but his leg was trailing, so he has to recycle. Meanwhile, David Shaw picks up the clockwise block on Bereft, so we're seeing some Brummies cycling back and forth to that Rydell sin bin.
Bereft picking up 5 more points for New World Order. Truck Rogers is stuck behind Don Giovanni.
Truck Rogers gets through past the first couple of New World Order blockers, but looks like actually cut while he did it. Just trailed that foot across the apex.
It's always a tricky one when you're not too sure where your back foot is. Yak just doing a little bit of goatling there on Vector Stigma, I believe. Yeah, Vector Stigma.
Ref doing a good job of just bowling JC over, but he got past JC with a no pass, no penalty, so we are losing a point there.
Don Giovanni taking Vector Stigma out into jam. Ref, you're in trouble. Some of you may know her better as Milky, skater in her own right.
Skates for Dundee Roller Girls, I believe.
She does indeed.
I say I believe, I know.
We all know you know.
Sorry, I was going to say last 45 seconds of this period. Let's do that shout out you're about to do.
I'm about to do a shout out from Twitter as I was rudely interrupted. Danny Mills at DannyB202. Oh my, all the twirls and spins. If that's what you like to see, I suggest you watch lots and lots of the Crash Test Brummies, as that young gentleman Rex Tangle does like to twirl and spin.
So again, Truck Rogers with that defensive jamming, just throwing the hit into Scooby Zoom. Got thrown down himself, though recycles back. He's now stuck in the front of Slamsy Nesbitt, facing him, doing that missionary block. Just nudges him with a shoulder to the outside. Truck Rogers, you can see in his face, he's kind of showing a bit of respect to Slamsy Nesbitt. They both hang him and laugh about it.
He just wants to get closer to that beautiful, beautiful beard that Slamsy Nesbitt sports. That beard was originally grown for charity for the first Men's European Roller Derby Championships, and it's something he's kept since, as Truck Rogers heads to the bin for a cut track. So we're probably going to end this period. In fact, no, we've still got nearly a minute on the jam clock, so I'll ignore that. Truck Rogers sits, so we're going to be on the power jam for New World Order with about a minute left on the jam clock. The period clock has expired. Yep. There's a part of me that thinks that New World Order are using this to make a statement. I don't think they felt that the game against Time and Fear was an accurate reflection of the performance they can put out there. And that's putting a score up on the Brummies to show what they can do. So that is your half-time. Unofficial half-time score standing at 142 to New World Order. 25 to the Crash Test Brummies. That may have some slight amendments. Half-time is currently only 10 minutes, of which 9 minutes and change is remaining. So if you do need to go and get yourself a hot drink or grab yourself something to eat, now is the time to do it and go quickly. We, I believe, will be back probably before the 9 minutes is fully up. And Sven?
Yes, until then, as I say, watch these adverts and these amazing sponsor messages from the lovely people who help us bring you this feed.
Yep.
And we'll see you in about 7.
About 7 minutes, yeah.
Right, and we are back. We're just getting the visual kit check, and I've just actually had shouted over my shoulder that we have Seb back in the building.
Seb's here! Let's have a look at Seb. Yeah, he's up, he's fine, he's not wearing a neck brace, he's nodding his head with a happy smile. He's doing good. Glad to hear that from my former team captain is all fine. He's even here to cheer on his team as they go through into the second half of this game. For those of you joining us just now, I am Captain Malice alongside the wondrous, splendiferous Mr. Sven Will I Be Famous. He's having a quick chat with the head referee Mistrial. Just to let you know, Darth Service again is back in the building. For those of you just coming back from making a brew, we're here with the Crash Test Brummies versus New World Order. Current scores: Crash Test Brummies on 25, New World Order on 142. For those who listen at home, one more time, Darth Sebius is in the building. At this rate, he'll probably be playing tomorrow. He'll be fine. Still waiting to hear on Little Joker, but once we do, we'll let you know what's going on with him as well. Hopefully he should be perfectly fine as well.
Blackjack Bell, one of our amazing volunteers. One of the Newcastle Roller girls who's helping out this weekend. She's obviously ferried she ferried Seb across to the hospital and has brought him back. And now she's going back to see Joker.
Blackjack Bell has been the one sending me texts to keep me updated, which has been very much appreciated. Lots of them have been very, very witty.
Well, there you go.
So you can't put a price on good volunteers. So, for those of you sat at home watching, you will be able to see this New World Order versus the Crash Test Brummies. And I do believe Monsieur Truck Rogers is still sat in the bin.
I should just say, just in the break there, I was checking my phone, which is currently on about 0.4% battery.
Ooh,
all one of the messages that was on my phone is from Tyne and Fear's Moo.
Oh, yes, Moo.
He was basically asking me some questions about this, and then just went, "Oh, give us a shout out because I'm watching." So, Moo, this is your shout out.
That's not fair to be asking for a shout out when you were skating a few moments ago. Greedy, greedy Moo. Although I did like his spinning shoulder check. It's very nice, this little move he has there. Might see if he can teach it to me later. But Tintin is out of the pack and is your lead jammer. Okay, he's back in the pack and on his scoring pass. Truck Rogers has done a star pass to Illbilly at the back of the pack, number 76.
Illbilly just got to beat Gazooka, and Sausage Roll now coming up to help, but he's already passed the hips. So that's going to break our pack for the initial pass for Illbilly.
Looks like we're getting a bit of technical difficulty here as we cannot hear Sven Will I Be Famous. Let's see what's going on. If it's maybe just a human error more than technical error.
It's possibly the fact that I've lost my voice so far.
Looks like it might be just a case of the microphone being a bit problematic. I believe I'm coming through fine. Yep, I'm still coming through fine.
Malice is coming through fine. I'm coming through very softly, it seems. Let's see if I can get there.
That's just the fact the microphone's moved too far away from his face as Scooby Zoom and Carnage take the jam line.
I wasn't seeing anything important anyway, so it's fine, I'm sure. Okay, so there we go. Yes, Scooby Zoom and Carnage both just trying to find a way through the wall. They're both bouncing off and trying to re-engage. Carnage gets recycled right the way around the back of the inside whiteboard, and this comes in behind Don Giovanni.
Well, with all the referees on the infield, he probably didn't think it was that much space for him to make his way through.
Scooby Zoom has lead and is in the pack now on his first scoring passes. Carnage breaks the pack on his initial pass.
Yeah, looks like Carnage there did some lovely footwork at corner one to get out of the pack. But he did not pick up any points there, as indicated by Jam Ref. You're in trouble.
So we've got Tintin lined up. Ben Hurt is right on the outside. And again, it looks like it's an empty sin bin, so they're going to have to get past all 4 opposing blockers.
Ben Hurt stepping across Tintin at the back there to try and find some space, but a little bit of space on the inside, and Tintin took it. That is lead jammer Tintin. The New World Order, who are just stretching out this lead now to 156 points to Crash Test Dummies 25.
Ben Hurt just gets past Peter Parker, but loses his footing, and Peter Parker gets in front before being called out of play.
Tintin and Baref trying to find some space for Tintin to pick up some points, but Ben Hurt straight through the pack. Did he pick up points? No points scored there for Ben Hurt.
David Shaw just goes to the bin for a multiplayer. I think it happened a little while ago. Dirty Harry, the ref on the outside, just took had a couple of calls from her to try and get him off the track.
As always, those little hiccups with communication. Crashmat line up against Rex Tangle here at the jam line.
Crashmat just beckoning for his wall to come back to him a bit. Rex Tangle jumps past his own wall into the back of Gazuka. Crashmat takes the inside express, picks up the lead.
Side-footed as well. Nice little sidestep through the inside there from Crashmat. For those of you watching at home, Crashmat is not in a two-tone t-shirt originally, but it is now after a good 35 minutes of skating. Those of you who know Crashmat know that he's quite a sweaty fellow when he does skate. But not the sweatiest, there's always geriatric of LRT.
Well, yes. I remember at one of the men's European Derby Championships, I was interviewing Geriatric, and right at the end he decided to give me a big hug.
Yes.
And he soaked the front of my shirt and my tie and everything like that.
At the previous game between these two teams a couple of months ago, I was handing out the awards at the end of the games, and each one of the skaters to win an award decided it was a good idea to give me a hug. I've never smelt of 7 different men's sweat before. Bereft and Carnage jamming here. Bereft doing some fantastic footwork at the back. Carnage popped off on the inside before corner 1. And he's trying to find some space past Smack Bauer and Slam C. Nesbitt. Nothing there for him as he now runs into Alien out, and now Dungeon Giovanni in front of him. It's like frying pan fire really when it comes to going through a New World Order wall. You might get past one, but there's nothing nice in front if you get past the rest of them. As Dungeon Giovanni shoves him off on corner 3.
He's just on his toe stops, kind of hopping sideways, and Dungeon Giovanni just put the shoulder in. He's trailing him right back. He's taken him the entire length of the straight and back to turn 2.
But for those of you who didn't see that, Bereft going for a cut track gives Carnage a power jam for 30 seconds here, the remaining 1 minute and change. It will serve the remaining time here as Carnage taken off track by his own teammate in Super Nashwan.
Slam C Nesbitt with the cut track, so that's going to reduce it down to 4 on 3 on the power jam. Bereft is ready to leave in about 8 seconds.
Super Nashwan and Illbilly doubling up on Dungeon Giovanni in the middle of the pack. Smack Bauer and Alien out, trying to get back together.
I have to say it's a good job that You're in Trouble is such a good skater, because the amount of times that a blocker has slid at her feet and just had to just step over them or around them.
That footwork she does put to good use jamming for Dundee.
Big hit from Captain Cageman, just forces Bereft off.
Captain KG.
Is it Captain KG or Captain Cageman?
It's Captain KG?
Well, it says Captain Cageman. That's his full name. And it says KG on the back of his shirt.
Oh, he just can't decide is his problem. Did Carnage just bounce off the floor?
I think it was one of these Crash Test Brummy spinny moments you were talking
They're
about.
very spinny. They all learn from Rex, the man who dances on skates. The apex Rex of the of fame from the World Derby World Cup trophy. I think something happened to Carnage there. He's had a little bit of a sick in his hands. Is now emptying it into a sick bowl with his mouth guard. That's lovely.
Ben Hurt jamming for the Crash Test Brummies goes up against Hugo, now being bolstered by
Gazuka and Scooby Zoom. Ooh, Scooby Zoom just missed there with the shoulder check.
JC there went for a nice dive across the to the crowd, but I think he's picking up the multiplayer block as he did that.
Peter Parker with the universal symbol for I'm not engaging by raising his hands in the air. As Gazuka takes a stumble rounds corners 3 and 4. The ref back on track and off track. Knocked out by Truck Rogers. Ben Hurt trying to find some space through Hugo Boss, Peter Parker and Gazuka. But he's getting slowed down, finds that gap and he's out on a scoring pass for 5 needed points for the Brummies. This is an all-action game, this one. I'm very much enjoying it. Jam called there by Ben Hurt. Skates.co.uk. Skates.co is a Derby-owned online store which sells everything you need, whether you are fresh meat or a seasoned pro. With complete skates, wheels, protection, and more, they have got you covered.
Rectangle up against Tintin here. Clear box. So we're going to get 4 and 4 blockers to beat.
It's a massive melee as they come around corners 1 and 2. No one looks to be gaining any advantage here. Oh, there, let's say that Rex finds some space and that burst of speed. Tumble from the referee. I believe that was Metal Ed taking a stumble, but it is Lee Jammer Tintin. Whew, that one was a foot race.
Yeah, the fact that Rectangle decided to race Tintin out of the pack and Rectangle was backwards was an impressive sight.
I remember when I first started skating, I was hearing stories about Rectangle's speed, just how fast he was, and I was like, can a man be that fast? And yes, he is.
So the score now, 10 minutes gone in the second period. We've got the Brummies on 49, we've got New Wheeler on 165.
Brummies have some good scoring passes here, especially with the power jams, but cheeky star pass off the line to JC has not gone well, as Scooby Zoom is lead jammer. A good half a track length advantage. JC still trying to work his way through the pack as he's taking hits left, right and centre.
He's of course got that star in his hand, which is legal, because as soon as the star changes hands now, of course that is the pass completed. Jammer lap point for Scooby Zoom as he gets through on that pass.
Big shoulder check from Slam C Nesbitt, the man who doesn't even like throwing shoulder checks, throwing the big hit there. Second scoring pass for Scooby Zoom, just riding the edge. Ooh, lovely work there by the Brummies to knock him off track.
So we've got cut track for JC, who's still skating with that star in his hand,
which does make him the jammer whether he puts it on or not. This is just damage being done here by Scooby Zoom now.
And it's always a good NSO crew that can spot the pivot holding the jammer star and realise that is the jammer.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about these tournaments. You always get high level officials, either skating or non-skating. It's wonderful to see.
There's actually a high level as well of MRDA recognised officials in our crews. It's something which in the last year there's been more and more joining the ranks.
Well, as we have more and more MRDA teams, we will get more and more MRDA officials.
And obviously, talking about the MRDA, of course, yeah, I mean this whole tournament is an MRDA backed tournament. So the Men's Roller Derby Association are very proud to be backing this inaugural Men's European Cup, and they wish all the teams competing the best of luck, and obviously we are glad to be part of the MRDA. And of course I count myself among those ranks of MRDA recognised officials. But obviously when it comes to tournaments, this is what I do best, or this is what I do least worst.
Well, we are AFTDA certified announcers, aren't we, Mr. Sven?
Well, yeah, let's just collect some badges.
Yeah. On to the action on the track as Tintin picks up 4 points for New World Order, pushing their lead out to 144 to 49. JC still trying to make his way through on his initial Now, one thing these pack wrestlers are going to have to learn very quickly is how quickly go from no pack to pack, because New World Order will reform with gusto.
So Tintin got the point on that one as JC just completes his initial lap.
Just had a wave of hello and a I'm okay from Darth Sebius. He's heading back to the hotel to get some much needed rest. Ennui skate gear. It's girl time. The new line of protective gear specially designed for women by Ennui. I won't be trying that out personally. I don't think I probably fit the right figure for that.
Yeah, possibly not.
No.
So we've got Rectangle and Bereft going for it. Bereft takes the inside line, picks up lead straight away. Rectangle has been held behind Crash Matt Slamsy Nesbitt. Crash Matt pushes him up but gets knocked off himself. No pass, no penalty for Rex there. Obviously it's not going to matter because he's not scoring any points and he's just trying to get through on his initial pass, which is now complete. Bereft, however, is in the pack and scoring. Picks up the 4 and calls it.
There's no point playing around when Rectangle has time on track. He will pick up points. Timeout call by the Crash Test Brummies.
So while we're in this timeout, let us say a massive thanks to Queens of the Sin Bin for being the official merchandise sponsor of the Men's European Cup. For all your custom derby clothing, whether you're a skater, official or fan, Queens of the Sin Bin can meet your demands. Go visit them at queensofthesinbin.com. And obviously if you're a referee out there and you want to buy a referee shirt, the referee shirts were designed in conjunction with one of our tournament head referees, Cherry Fury. So if you see Cherry Fury skating this weekend, you might see her Queens of the Sin Bin ref shirt. The best thing, of course, about the Queens of the Sin Bin ref shirt is they're fully sublimated, so they don't have that nasty kind of vinyl patch on the back, which kind of makes it very hot, and it stops the fabric wicking away the sweat.
Yeah, the fully sublimated is also being worn by Metal Ed is wearing a fully sublimated Queens of the Sin Bin roller derby referee top as well. So if you can see Metal Ed there to the left of your screen, that is what you have to expect from them. Jams on as Tintin takes lead jammer over Truck Rogers. Truck trying to find some space, running into Hugo Boss. And even if he gets past Hugo Boss, you can see Scooby Zoom and Donjin Giovanni had already run back to cause more mischief.
Yeah, Scooby Zoom just done a great job of just pulling the jammers back in this game. So Truck Rogers now obviously got to make up all that distance he got recycled. Once again he's been pushed back. Donjin Giovanni and Scooby Zoom. Tintin allowing to get through and get the 5 points.
Well, that's the danger with the double threat. Double threats have the speed, the agility and the power of a jammer and a blocker. It's all the best traits, so they can be a jammer's worst nightmare.
So right now we've got Tintin just pushing up against the back of that.
I've got to make a big shout out there for birthday boy number F5 Yak with the massive sweeping assist on, I believe, number 1776, which I believe is a Red While and Bruise. Always nice to see a big assist from a blocker. Something I enjoy every time. So if you like that hit, you might want to give us a shout in for maybe saying Yak for best blocker, and he might be up for the tournament awards. Juice Wheels are sponsoring the tournament awards at the Men's European Cup. Juice Wheels, and the winners of the MVP, best blocker and best jammer will be getting a whole set of the Martini wheels Sven was talking about earlier today, which will be quite the prize. As Carnage picks up lead jammer, and as you can see, a big smile on his face when the camera sees his beautifully painted and grinning face, you'll see shortly here. The ref trying to make his way through at the front of the pack, but struggling this time.
Great knockout by Alien Al, who just pushes out Carnage, keeps his feet in the inside the lines and rolls back to pull Carnage back, while Bereft now out of the pack. Carnage just realises that Bereft's coming up on the back of the pack and he's stuck, so calls off the jam. 3 points go up for the Brummies there though.
New World Order on 205 to the Brummies 52. Not the same level of score differential sudden discomfort posted. That was more of a 10-1. This is looking more like a 4-1 differential so far.
As we said previously, New World Order have kind of been one of those teams that have set the bar in terms of the men's game. Won't be signed at the MRDA. They went to the States and played the Mohawk Valley Cup.
Was the Mohawk Valley Cup this time last year, pretty much. The thing is, I mean, as I said a lot this weekend, both on the announce and in person, New World Order are a strange team in men's derby. They don't play the same way as most men's teams. Their blocking's a much more containing style as opposed to a very aggressive hitty style. They can do the hitty stuff, but it's much more about holding jammers back and sapping their will to play, which is always nice to see. Beautiful hit there from Crashmat, though, as I was talking about not playing the hitty style. And for those of you counting at home, that's another few spins for Rectangle. Not that I would ever condone a drinking game or anything like that, but it might be something to add in there.
So neither jammer there gets any points as Crashmat dived for it and tried to get the points, but obviously by the time he'd done that and called it, he hadn't picked up the points.
Tintin and Carnage at the jam line. Set low, all the blockers out of the bins. This one is 4-on-4. Good clear communication from the blockers where that jammer is, always nice to hear.
Alien Al doing a great job blocking in this game, whereas he's doing a great job jamming in the last one. Just all the way to being able to track in front of Carnage, only a stumble that stops him from getting in front of him again. So we got lead for Tintin, Carnage out and running.
All credit has to go to Ben Hurt here for slowing Tintin down, stopping him from getting out of that pack and picking up any more points for New World Order.
Need new wheels for your skates? Then check out skates.co.uk. All derby wheels are currently sold with ABEC 9 bearings, absolutely free. You can't say fairer than that.
As a skater who is terrible with numbers and measurements, good with numbers, terrible with measurements, I never know what the right size bearings to get, so getting them free of charge is always a good thing for me. Bereft up against Rex Merriman here at the jam line. Rex Merriman, I believe, taking the start for the first time today. Number 626. Bit of a stumble in the pack there by Super Nashwan. And Illbilly, bereft out of the pack, smile on the face. A little bit of a skip in his step there as well.
Rex Merriman just obviously having to battle his way past Gazuka, being rolled back by Sausage Roller. Looks like he stepped on track just that foot too early. Picks up the cut. So we're going to see a new load of power jam here now.
Power jam goes bereft, and he's going to go dummy to star pass. But taken off the inside by Illbilly and Rectangle working with a 1-2. But jam call by bereft. 5 more points though picked up on that pass.
There was a message here on Twitter from @511Folks, a Mr. Gay Folks, who says, "That Gay Folks chap was a wonderful blocker. I might be biased though."
I think he had a great game, to be very honest. I've not seen Fawkes play for a little while, and it's fantastic to see him skating. He put in some big hits, and also some very good positional play. But I think Fawkes might be a little biased. I, however, am not, and maybe adding him to my list of skaters to remember. Looks like gonna have a little bit of a chin wag and settle things down. Whilst that's going ahead, just to remind you, the 2014 Roller Derby World Cup will be in Dallas, Texas this December. 30 countries, 4 days, 3 tracks. Get your tickets online. For more information, go to rollerderbyworldcup.com. And the people either side of me will be there. I will be in work, which sucks. Alien now going face up against Rex Merriman. Takes him down, slows him down. Don Gingiovanni is now going to drag Rex Merriman back to the back of the pack. John Gingiovanni quite good at what we call the almost psychic blocking. He doesn't need to look at you to know where you are. Rex Merriman did not notice Bereft coming back on track on his initial pass. Will the NWO Jammer pick up lead here? Or will Rex Merriman finally make his way through that horrible wall of New World Order blockers?
Bereft is just working his way now past Riley Coyote, got Alec Gately left to beat, just chest bumping him, pushing him, spins round on the side surf, picks up lead. Riley Coyote comes in, hits the
Oh! Bereft caught napping there, thinking he was safe out of the pack, and there comes Riley.
Front of the engagement zone to rear of the engagement zone, a lesson in recycling a jammer.
Red, white and bruised, slowing Bereft down and getting him back in behind the four wall of Brummies as Slam C Nesbitt heads to the bin for New World Order. Star pass to Ali Gately, and Bereft just calls the jam. That is the third star pass by the Brummies. I believe there was a faked star pass and an actual star pass by the New World Order, but that's the Brummies' third one so far. Let's see how effective they've been. Mostly getting jams ended more than anything else.
We've got a tweet from Blunderbolt who says, really bummed out I couldn't make it to Men's Euro Cup. Don't worry, Blunderbolt, obviously stay tuned to the Derby Duck stream all weekend and you'll get all of the action. And of course, all of the witty banter.
The witty banter. We're always here for the witty banter. As we have lovely Tintin out front and picking up lead jammer. So he is now on his scoring pass, going to find a little bit of space between Truck Rogers and Ben Hurt. He's another one of those jammers you just can't give that much space to because he will take full advantage.
Carnage just pushed to the outside. Scooby Zoom is going back, and again you've got that expanding bridge of New World Order just dragging back, giving the final blocker as much space to run with as can to get that jammer all the way back.
That when they fan out the bridge at the back to drag you back, I call it the concertina of doom, as we have a star pass to Don Gingiovanni. Carnage is still being held at the back. Slam C Nesbitt and Scooby Zoom out of play called, so they're going to roll forward and rejoin the pack. Carnage running into the back of Scooby Zoom's trying to move around side to side. Lateral movement is the jammer's best friend. Slam C Nesbitt sort of generally waving Scooby Zoom further back. No, another more feet. Go on.
Scooby Zoom definitely putting himself into that category of, as you had mentioned before, double threat.
Oh, yes.
And speaking of double threat, segue.
Double
threat
done.
Skates. Roller Derby skate shop based in central London, run by London Roller Girls Kristen Lee and Gorgasm. Check them out at www.doublethreatskates.co.uk.
That segue was beautifully done. Well done. Scooby Zoom though is definitely having a great pair of games here so far today. Let's hope he can take this momentum into tomorrow no matter what the result here. Although it may be a bygone conclusion at this stage as New World Order are 227 to 54 with 5 minutes and change left on the clock.
So we've got just over 5 minutes remaining, 54 to the Brummies. New World Order 227, Rex Tangle and Crash Matt on the line. Rex Tangle makes the first move, dives outside. Crash Matt's trying to take it up the middle through the pack. Both jammers are struggling to find a way through here. Alien Al once again just tries to push off Rex Tangle.
No pass, no penalty on Rex Tangle, so he is not lead jammer. That no pass, no penalty coming from the outside pack ref, Trey Cool. Although, as I've sometimes been known to call the outside poultry ref from his positioning. Does tend to look a bit like a chicken sometimes. Timeout called again by the Brummies. For those of you watching at home, you'll understand what I mean when I say outside poultry ref and you see him monitor the footwork. Still no word yet on Little Joker, but as soon as we get an update on him, we will let you know. I believe the same lady who was with
Blackjack Bell has gone back
Blackjack
to
Bell, that's it. Has gone to see if he's okay. Shout out for a big love to Team Gay Panda. That's coming from Panda, who's our producer, sat to our left. I believe Team Gay Panda is the announcing combo you two put together. It is. I've announced with both of you at different times now. Both times been lovely, lovely games where we took a win home to Manchester. Didn't do this time though, did we? Time and Fear took the win earlier today. They will be facing Southern Discomfort tomorrow morning, which I do not envy them.
Right, there's the rolling whistle, so we're going to get back on in just a little under 30 seconds with the 4 minutes 36 remaining of this second period of our last game, game 6 of today. Remember, we've got 6 more games tomorrow, same derby time, same derby channel.
Hopefully without any of the derby extensions to the day. The Rectangle and Scooby Zoom jostling for position at the back of the pack. Scooby Zoom trying to feed Rectangle into Hugo Boss, now Gazuka, and that wall is just bulging around, trying to slow down Rectangle. Gazuka and Hugo Boss now trying to slow him down again, but Rectangle is just dancing around, trying to find some space, any space to take, as he now runs into Bereft, and then got Peter Parker and stumble from Peter Parker. Gazuka just couldn't hold him up.
Scooby Zoom just being held at the back. He's been given a bit of the extending bridge treatment by the Brummies now, who keep recycling him. Ilbilly doing a great job pushing him off and running back.
The Concertina of Doom.
Looks like an out of play call, I think, on the...
That'll be Ilbilly, I believe.
Ilbilly just overstretched and stayed there, so getting a failure to return.
That's the thing. Ilbilly's first penalty of the second half. Much better performed. Much better behaved for Ilbilly this second half. Picked up 4 in quick succession in the first. Red, White, and Bruise, KG, Super Nashwan, and Rectangle all in the pack, trying to find a place. About half a track ahead of Scooby Zoom. Big hit. Oh, massive hit. Rectangle hits the deck hard at cut track, and he's off to the bin. Scooby Zoom finding some space with ease. Let's see if Captain KG can get everyone back together and settled. Red, White, and Bruise and Captain Cageman at the front of the pack. Super Nashwan stuck behind an evil wall of NWO blockers. Peter Parker, Gazuka, Hugo Boss, and Bereft really goating Super Nashwan hard as Ilbilly comes back into the pack.
Captain Cageman just rolling right back, just drawing the back. The jam comes in Ender, so Scooby Zoom not going to get a chance to try and get on.
But I believe Rectangle is still in the bin, though he may be standing. No indication to his bench of how long he's got left.
2 minutes 20 remaining in this period and in this game. Don Gingiovanni lining up against 4 Brummie blockers, 4 New World Order blockers.
Still a
past
staggered
David
position.
Shaw.
Trying to goat there a little bit, but no avail, as now Rectangle is back on track, dances round Slam C Nesbitt and Alien Al round the outside of Smackbauer, who is caught napping. Lee Jammer Rectangle, big block coming across from Riley on Don Gingiovanni, but cannot slow him down. Truck Rodders tries the same, Don Gingiovanni rides the hit. Looks like some move around corners one.
So the Brummies actually getting a respectable score here, bringing it up to 76 to New World Order's 236. Obviously 1 minute left in the game. I think it's a foregone conclusion that this game belongs to New World Order. I
believe so. It's all be about the differential now, because a lot of these are going to have effects on rankings. The Brummies, I believe, are the only team who aren't officially fully MRDA at the moment, so this may not affect New World Order's MRDA ranking, but could help the actual overall ranking on the non-tracked scores, as it were. But there goes Lee Jammer after Ben Hurt. Ben Hurt of Team Netherlands, I believe?
Yes, you're right on that one.
Yep. Those lovely fellows who skate in orange.
Crash Matt just coming up against the back of Ilbill. He's got Captain Cageman and Super Nashwan in front of him as well, just bolstering up. 5 points going for Ben Hurt as Crash Matt still trying to plough his way through. Just sprints down the inside, just beating Captain Cageman for pace.
Ben Hurt heading to the bin for a back block, which means 1 minute and 6 seconds left of this jam as Crashmat heads to the bin for a low block. Oh, apologetic look on the face of Mr. Crashmat there as he heads to the bin. Crashmat standing, he doesn't want to sit down. Oh, he's being silly. High five there between the jammers as Ben Hurt is released. Those you don't know, Crashmat is one of those guys who likes to have fun whilst he skates. Ben Hurt goes running into Hugo Boss, and then Yak back into Yak again, and then into Hugo Boss. Now he's got to get past Bereft. It's not a happy place to be when you're facing a New World Order wall. Hugo lets him go at the front. Leave. Oh no, Ben Hurt is off track. Means they're going to drag him back in the Concertina of Doom. Crashmat trying to get through those Brummies, but they're actually doing some strong defense down here at the death. There's only 4 seconds left on the clock, so points pretty much a foregone conclusion here. Jam called. Wait for the updates. 5 points by the Brummies in that jam. 3 points to the Bergen guys. So let's go see what waits for the official scores to come through. Currently standing at 139 to New World Order, 86 to the Crash Test Brummies, which by my reckoning is probably going to be a foregone conclusion. So let's look at how it's going to line up tomorrow. Tomorrow it looks like if this hands out the same way, it will be New World Order over here. Let's see, they will play, they will play LRT tomorrow about 3 o'clock. That looks like which means the Brummies will be playing Pan Am at 3 o'clock, which I think will be a really good game. Sorry, 1 o'clock. I can't read times right. So that's going to be. I really think Pan Am versus the Brummies could be a great game. Although both will want to play in yellow, so I don't know how that's going to work out. I think one of 2 things will happen. Either the poor fellows of Pan Am will have to play in grey, or the Brummies will have to play in black. I don't know what will happen in that. So, I have been Captain Smash. I'm going to pass over to my colleague Sven Will I Be Famous, who's here with Smashlin Monroe.
Right, okay, I've just jumped from behind the broadcast table to pick up this mic here to be with Smashlin Monroe, just to do this like end of day 1 of the Men's European Cup 2014 wrap up. It's been a day of thrills and spills and a few stoppages, but how do you think it's gone so far?
I think, to be honest with you, it started off on such an epic game with the South Wales Saliers, and they gave a really high bar for everyone to play to, and I think it's been an amazing day.
Yeah, we've seen some like super close games. We've seen games that have been tied until the last jam. That New World Order Tyne and Fear game, even with that big stoppage, the skaters all cooled down. They came back, they still fought for it. New World Order still wanted that win, and it was just the last few minutes of the game that Tyne and Fear took it. I want to put you on the spot and say, right, one highlight of the day.
Oh God, one highlight of the day. Well, I think, to be honest with you, it was quite a recent one where Carnage for Crash Test Brummies was skating that hard he made himself sick. And I have to say, because that, not to sound disgusting or anything, but that just shows how much this guy is putting into this sport. He is here not only having fun, but showing just how far people push themselves. And that just says a lot, that he sat there 5 minutes later, cleaned himself up, back on track. Amazing.
Yeah, there's been definitely a lot of guts in the performance today in the skating. And we've got it all to do again tomorrow, another 6 games tomorrow, where we'll be deciding all of the actual places of the cup. The most important, of course, is who is going to lift that cup. So we want you to join us here, same time tomorrow, and we'll pick it up there. And we love you all out there in Derbyland. We love the fact you're all up in this hour, several hours after we were meant to be finished. and you've stuck with us through all the thick and thin of the day, all the stoppages. We're glad to say that those players that have unfortunately picked up injuries and been taken up to hospital are doing well. We've had Seb back here, and he's been wandering around and he's gone back to his hotel, so hopefully he'll be fighting fit tomorrow, and we'll pick up there. So until then, good night, Derby World.
Yeah. Sleep tight, and we'll see you tomorrow.